How did energy markets react to the latest developments between the US and Iran?
And it remains to be seen whether solutions will be found for the underlying problems. It's very important that we see not a disrupted flow of LNG.
Hello and welcome. My name is Florian Oberländer, and on my side again, Gregor Pett. Hi, Gregor.
Hello, Florian.
To you out there, before we start, I have to let you know that we are working with open windows today due to the heat, so there is some sound in the back. Please, just focus on what we say, not what the outside sound is like. Gregor, we have come together here because there's a special occasion. There are some developments between the US and Iran, which we want to report on today. What's the news here?
Yeah, indeed. The President of the United States and the Iranian President have signed a memorandum of understanding yesterday. So we today have the 18th of June, and they've signed a memorandum of understanding to cease the hostilities and to work on a peace agreement, which is of course important news as the hostilities and the war's been going on for a while. So we here of course focus on the energy markets and less on the humanitarian situation.
Yeah.
So on the energy markets, of course, over the last weeks and months, people have been very much focused on the Straits of Hormuz blockade situation, which had a major impact on the energy markets. So obviously for the energy markets, the future is very important, and also this memorandum of understanding. Having that said, of course, the details are not yet clear, so they are being negotiated as we speak, and it remains to be seen whether solutions will be found for the underlying problems. So that is not yet clear, but the markets have been quite optimistic so far that some solution will be found.
I think in the press it was always reported about a 60-day time frame they're looking at right now, but of course we're going to observe that here closely as well. You mentioned it, blockades, Strait of Hormuz open again. What was the impact on the energy markets? Let's maybe start with LNG.
Yeah, so the LNG, so it's now to be expected that ships can pass freely through the Straits of Hormuz. Recently, we've seen that some people have tried to load, unload, and to basically navigate through individual ships. But now it's to be expected that we will see more open traffic again, which has quite relaxed the market. So if we look at the European price, which is of course heavily influenced also by LNG, the price has come down significantly. It's still something like 20% above the levels we've seen before the war started, but still much lower than the peaks we've seen in recent weeks. So,
is that also helping our storage situation in Europe?
Yes, indeed. So in Europe, we rely on the supply of LNG to fill the storage during summer. So it's very important that we see not a disrupted flow of LNG. So that's good. We, of course, also rely on pipeline supplies. And we rely on everything going okay so that the storage can be filled ready for the winter. So it's feasible, but still nothing major can break. That would be a risk then.
Well, at least we currently have a negative somehow winter spread, so that makes it a little bit more attractive to store some gas. Yeah, and I think it also helps the general situation. When you look to Australia, for example, there are currently strikes going on, so less LNG from there. I think it's overall relaxing to the market situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a global market, so there's always something going on somewhere. So it's natural that you have some technical failures somewhere, so that you have strikes, or weather influence, like in the hurricane season in the US Gulf. So that is normal. So it's very important that you have some reserves in the system and you have resilient value chains for your supply, and that you have alternatives. So something big like the blockade of the Straits of Hormuz, that's very difficult to compensate. And it has taken a lot of the reserve out of the global energy system. So if that opens up, that would be very good news indeed.
Yeah. Absolutely. How about oil? How did the oil market react?
Similar, so even stronger. The mode, so it's closer to the pre-war levels now than previously. Yeah. So oil, because also of the high number of financial players, reacts quite quickly to these developments.
Yeah, I think we were looking at $115, $120 per levels on peak times, and now I think below 80 at this point. So quite a change here as well. All right. Gregor, thank you very much for the first insights that we wanted to give the people out there. And we will again discuss this topic in detail in around 2 weeks when we are recording the full version again.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Okay.
To you out there, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Until then, bye-bye.